that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea.
Listen, watch out.
You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie 'em with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea.
Yo guys, welcome to the stream. Just going to be going over the price action for today. And ask any questions, fire away. How many people we got in? Got a couple of people. How does the music sound? How does my voice sound as well? Is it too loud? Alright. Still getting all the settings sorted out. Right, let's get rid of everything. And start marking up. Alright, we'll start from the monthly. Haven't done the monthly in a while. So on this data feed, forex.com, you can see most recent break to the downside. Let me get the paint icon. Where is that? Okay, I'll turn the music down a little bit. Or I'll turn my mic up. That might be better. I'll go over entering trades, what form of inducement after. I'll just do a little bit of a top-down analysis so we know where we are in price. First, where is... There it is. Highlighter. What colour do we want? Perfect. Right, you can see first off that our most recent break to downside here. What do we have just above that? We have our flip zone here. Last level that we interacted to. Orderflow was bearish until we come up here, until we break this high. Then we get change character into the flip, and it looks like the flip was respected. And you can see now we have a supply chain forming. This would be our whole supply range before the drop, but you could refine it to say something like this, just up here. What I'm looking at here, this is our target, this is our weak low, and what I am seeing here is this is just the reaction before the drop. So this whole range, if we break here, this would technically be the flip because we reacted to this demand here. Now the reason also I'll say now that I think this reaction was very warranted was because this whole move down took liquidity, so there's people trapped in this area trying to sell this breakout of this trend line. So there's sellers sellers trapped here, and when price comes down into here, it gives those sellers a chance to get out of the market and close their positions, which causes a reaction. And then once we break this low, this is the failed reaction. You could also look at it like this. Like we have our weak low here. Let me just mark that out. Liquidity grab. Because technically we are still within this high, this low and this high.
Astronomy. Because space.
That's what I'm seeing at the moment. Okay, right, so we are at the extreme of the range at the moment. This is the demand extreme. And we did break a massive monthly low. This was, I'm pretty sure this was the COVID candle, which spiked up, and then produced this push up. So to see a reaction from this level, I wouldn't be surprised, because all of this now, this is broke, is internal range liquidity. I'm not sure I'd like to see it go all the way up into this before then dropping, but we could, because this could now, it doesn't have to break this, it can leave equal lows. We could go up here and then come down, but it would be nice to see something like that and then down like that. But a reaction from here is warranted. It's not as if it's unexpected. I'll go down to the weekly. Never usually do time frames this high. Fuck it, we're gonna just drop it to the daily. So we know we've taken out massive liquidity all under this monthly low. It's fractal, price is fractal, everyone. What's happening here happens on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, 15 minute, the 5 second, 15 second, whatever you want. We have a break, you get a pullback, but until that order flow shows any signs of being bullish, until that pullback, then I'm going to keep shorting. You see here, the price could literally just keep respecting order flow from this daily level here and continue the move down, or potentially we could get a break to the upside, a chock, and that could start the bullish move up. Or we could go up and then come down, and this could have just been a sweep, because liquidity hasn't really been swept in a while, so it's very valid personally for me to see this come up here, get swept, and then a move down. But we react, we don't try and predict. So let's go to the 4 hour. So right, at the moment we're in this range, this high, this low, premium discount. All of this area, premium. One thing I do want to mark out actually is what I like to do, start of every week, I like to mark out my weekly highs and weekly lows. You can see, if I can grab that, you can see we're still within the previous week's candle. I use this for targets, and today we've just taken out a daily high. So what I do like about taking out this previous weekly high is that we have our range, and what is sitting just up here, perfect supply extreme with major supply chain liquidity resting above it. Previous weekly high, supply chain liquidity, supply extreme. I'd like to see a sharp move into this, and then potentially like a 15-minute change of character, and then to short. I don't want to see it going like this and then I want to see sharp move, V shape. But for now, what we can say is we have this POI, which is what we are reacting from right now. We have a little bit of inducement just here, but it's not much. And it's still part of this supply chain from here to here to here to here to there to there. So there is still shit tons of liquidity resting above here, which it looks like it's gunning for now. Price hasn't really been too clean, to be honest, this week. Yeah, right, so we know we're in this 4 hour zone. Now our structure is this high, this low. I'm not really trusting any of these supplies to hold. I'd like to see this extreme, realistically. Drop to the 15 minutes, see what's going on. There wasn't really any major structure on here, but earlier you see we had, I think this was yesterday, we had equal highs being printed, liquidity taken, bang, but price just never come back. And to be honest, there's not really anything that I'm looking for on
like you said, a human being. I'm gonna make
on EU at the moment. It's pretty boring.
I wouldn't let her stay.
Nothing exciting. We did have this morning, which someone in the chat actually asked earlier if we broke this high, would I still be bearish or not? Would I still be bearish if we broke this high? I wouldn't mind playing this extreme. This one here. You can see this, we broke structure, took liquidity there, and that's so really I'd like to see structure being respected. Structure being respected here for our swing points like this, because this level swept liquidity and then dropped, but because of how it swept liquidity, it didn't really, you know, pull back too much. I'm still aware of the situation that we could come from this extreme and drop, because this isn't clear structure. You see how this whole leg here is clear structure. This isn't. Also, the reason why I would play this is because look at the liquidity it took out. Broke structure, impulse down, clear liquidity grab, impulse in, impulse out. Liquidity being created there. Spike in. But yeah, for now, there's not really much I'm looking at. We could expect potentially still valid for this extreme of price to hold from this supply. We could see that, or it could just break up to that previous weekly high candle. I'd like to see some commitment to the downside if we was going to come play the extreme. There's no, you can't be taking a 5-second chalk here. You have to wait for some kind of structure to form if you want those high probability setups. How to mark swing high and swing low. Well, it sounds simple, but structure can be quite hard sometimes. Right. Let's go on the 15-minute. How to mark swing highs and swing low. It's just market structure really. Look, for example, let's go to a random point of price and we'll mark some structure. Go to here. With structure, you've got your higher time frame structure, and you've got your obviously your mid-term structure, your lower time frame structure, and you don't wanna take structure and assign it to one time frame. You know, a time frame only exists for us to be able to see how price is being delivered. It's not a 15-minute structure. It's not a 1-hour structure. Not a 4-hour structure. The reason we say that is because on those time frames you can usually see the degrees of structure clearer. But I use multiple time frames to You know, I'll use the 16-minute, the 17-minute, the 18-minute if it looks cleaner. You know, like this, like the 19-minute maybe, the 20-minute. So first of all, you want your higher time frame structures. Okay, so for example here, this is daily structure here. This is all one swing. Yeah, this is all one swing. This isn't a pullback. What looks more like a pullback? This or this? 1 second, guys. I'm just getting a phone call. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Where was it? Yeah, that was it. This is a whole swing. This isn't a pullback. That's not a pullback. This isn't really a pullback. This is a pullback. So our structure is from this high to this low. Anything within that is internal range structure. Let me just sort my mic out, guys. 1 second. Okay, right. Yeah, anything within this is substructure. So we've got, you see here, this is our daily structure, for example. What do we have? We have break here, there, there. Let's go to the 1 hour so we can see that a bit clearer. Okay, yeah, right. I remember this price action actually. So throughout all of this leg down, see, shouldn't be trying to long, because nothing's told you it's long. So structure here, 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 here. Then there's our first initial break there. So we get our first initial break, and this could be just a sweep into this high and lower prices, or it could be a chalk, and we could see this level respected and then up, which is what happened. Marking swing highs and swing lows, it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. You just need to make sure that the highs and lows that you're marking actually broke structure. You can't be going like this and then like this. Swing, 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 swing. You see how now structure in between all of these, like this didn't do anything. This, although it produced this high, this is the low before we broke. So this is the extreme. So we could have come into here, used that as inducement, and then came up. You wanna have the low that produced the high. Do you use 15 pip pullback for 15 minute structure? No, I don't use any pip rule. I just kind of eyeball it. Once you start marking structure and everything, you kind of realize and you kind of train your eyes to see that like this wouldn't really be, I wouldn't consider any of this a pullback for this structure here. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not doing the best at explaining it, but you get the gist. You have higher time frame structure, lower time frame structure. You want to make sure it's the low that broke the high, not anything in between. Anything in between is substructure. Like this. Your high, your low, your high. This low caused this high. So if you did have something like this in between and it went up like that, this low wouldn't be your swing low. This would be still, because this low is the origin of this break. Okay. Any other questions? Any questions? Do my best to answer them. What form of inducement do you look for to determine your correct zones? Inducement. I always look for inducement. Inducement is kind of key in my trading. It depends, because I like to see inducement before. Okay, right. Here's some sauce. Some sauce. Okay. Right. 15-minute POI. Yep, I like that. 15-minute POI. 15 capital M. 15-minute POI with inducement. Price comes down. I'll happily take first shock after the inducement's taken. Because liquidity has already been taken. There's the fuel for the move is here. So once we break like this, come down, we chock, we break, bang, up. Think of it as fuel. The fuel is here. I wouldn't take a POI from here because there's nothing to fuel it. That's why you always see these little squares. Now we can trade this this zone still, cause a break of structure. It's an extreme. We can trade this, and it's pro order flow. We can trade this, but I like to see liquidity being built around this POI if there's no structural liquidity there. So think of it as adding fuel. You want to add fuel to your car to make it run. You know, you want to see fuel in the market. So if price comes down here, for example, and we get first chock, I'm not taking that first chock. I'm not taking this like this, because this could easily just be inducing people into the market at this low to create that fuel. It could come down, go like this, create equal lows, or a little bit. There's your fuel. Why? Because people are buying this level. Spike up, spike down. There's your entry there. Or you want to see, like we always say, a fake chock. Like that. It induces... here you induce all of the buyers, all of the buyers, all of the buyers. Take out those early buyers. Fuel to the upside. We need trade breakdown, please. Okay, alright. So, trade from yesterday, actually. I think, I'm pretty sure, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure Phantom posted a video on this trade from yesterday. Okay, right. We'll talk about liquidity. Right, we're going to go back to there. Right. So, here you go. We have, let's break down this trade. Right. This POI, this 4 hour POI, I don't really like it that much, to be honest. Although you could argue this is inducement, it's not really inducement for a 4 hour POI or a 1 hour POI. It's not structural inducement. There is liquidity resting above there, but it's not strong, you know. If, for example, we had an actual swing point like that in front of it, then yeah, this would be a strong POI. It's part of a supply chain, but it's still valid to definitely see a reaction from. Given the traffic in this area, you see, look, prices. I'll just draw a straight line through this level here. Look how price reacts to it. Bang, 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 bang. It reacts to this level strongly. It's part of this supply chain here, from there to there to there to there, now to there. And you could call this liquidity inducement, but it's not major. It's not giant. Rather than this, look, this and this is inducement. This is real inducement. This is proper inducement. See how much liquidity is resting below this POI. Look how much liquidity is resting above this POI, below this POI. So you kind of got to take everything with a pinch of salt and look at it objectively, rather than I mean, obviously you have to follow your rules, but sometimes you have to look at it from a different standpoint. So yeah, we had this POI. I think I marked it on the 1 hour. Yeah, maybe the 50 minute. Was it 50 minute? Either way, it was an extreme of this range, from here to there. Extreme of the range. Daily order flow still bearish, part of a supply chain, so we could see lower prices from here. 15 minute, we go to 15 minute. Right, so we see liquidity being built here, form of equal highs. People are selling, taken out, bang. Liquidation there. This is an internal chock of this range, yeah? So this would still be valid to go boom, like that. Respect this demand. Respect this order flow. Keep coming up. This is structure here. It's 15 minute structure. But once I see a liquidation, then I go more pro order flow. So what happens here? This is one swing to me. This is substructure to me. Like that. This is internal range liquidity. This is internal range liquidity. This high didn't produce a low. We didn't take any internal range liquidity throughout this whole leg down. So a reaction back up, push, and then down would be valid. which you can see that's what it did. Took out liquidity. I would have liked to have sold this, but the POI in here, I think it was a 1 minute POI, didn't really meet my requirements too much. I didn't really like it, to be honest. I didn't do anything. So here, let's have a look. What happens here? We take liquidity, we take internal range liquidity, structure switches bearish. Yeah? This is the fuel. This is the fuel for this move down. Realignment here. Realignment. We're in this whole range. We come up. Bang, bang. Like that. So now, our higher time frame structure, this is bearish. Our even higher time frame structure is bearish. We're coming from a supply level, a supply extreme of the bearish higher time frame. So we flip bearish. We've now come up. We've taken the internal range liquidity of that first flip and flip bearish. So everything here, to me, pointing towards sells. What do we have here once we break? We have a flip. We have our extreme. Like that. This is also a flip. You could class that as a flip of this demand here. But this was the reaction to the last point of demand. This was the reaction to the extreme. You can see structure, structure, up, down, up, down. So this is our flip zone for this whole move. This is a flip zone to this substructure. Right. What can't we see here? What can't we see in this POI? Yes, we have interaction. We have interaction, demand. But what can't we see? Can't we see? Liquidity. We can't see liquidity. So I want to see engineered liquidity around here. I want to see people induced into the market before selling. I want to see the fuel. I want to see the fuel. Let's skip through price a little bit. So we've got a high time frame POI. So this is a 15-minute POI. We can see that clearly. 15-minute buy to sell wicks. Clear 15-minute POI. We have no inducement for that POI. So personally, I always like to see liquidity be taken. I don't like to just enter on like a zone like this and then down like that, because this, at the end of the day, this is internal range liquidity of this break. So this high is all valid to be taken. So let's scroll down. Right, okay. So now we're looking at this POI. What just happened? We've engineered liquidity within this POI. We have the extreme of the flip. Supply extreme. Now, POI, liquidity. Why is it? Because we break structure. Yes, we could disrespect this. Yes, we could take this trendline liquidity out. But this is still valid to me. This is still valid. Down to the 1 minute. Realistically, it'd be this level, wouldn't it? Yeah. POI with no structural liquidity. Structural liquidity created. Supply extreme. thought process. If we come up here and respect this level, then we're going to drop. There's not much room for price to play around here. It's either going to go straight through or it's going to drop like that. There we go. So this also, POI also doesn't have any structural liquidity. Very valid to be ran. This was valid to be ran until I saw this created here. We have supply chain liquidity here. Bang, bang, bang. So we know there's liquidity resting above here. Yesterday, it was this. Demand fails. Stop above the high. Target was a 1 to 10. Yeah. And there you go. I mean, I need to get better at explaining what I actually mean. A lot of it's intuition. Intuition, is that the word? Probably. A lot of it's, I don't know, it's hard to explain in words, but you know what you're looking for. Any other questions? Any questions? I hope that kind of cleared things up about structural liquidity. You kind of see this is a valid flip. There was no liquidity. Now there is liquidity created. So this whole thing here, we could have seen this be taken as liquidity, especially now this has no liquidity in as well. So it could easily use this as fuel, which it did. It's like this. It's literally, it's just this. It's just this. You come down, you have your POI. It's just this. That's all it is. Look. No liquidity in the leg. Structural liquidity being created. Why? Because this high broke this low. This high broke this low. If this did have like structural liquidity in it, it'd be a different story. And if this did sweep structural liquidity like that, like this, and then we broke higher like that, then I'd see this as a chock like that, and then I'd like to see that. But you see, this level didn't take any liquidity. It didn't do anything. It just created liquidity for our zone, for our extreme zone. This is all this is. This could have had liquidity like that with a POI there, but what makes it even cleaner is we was looking for this high to get ran into this extreme. Yeah, this has no liquidity in this leg. It has no liquidity. So where is the liquidity? It's resting above here. If this had some kind of inducement or something to this kind of POI, I'd still be confident in taking this high, but it's just a lot cleaner like that. Because when you see a leg like this, you expect the high to be ran. So if I'm expecting the high to be ran into this, that's what I'd want to see. No inducement in this leg, which you can see here. No inducement. POI, extreme, first 5 second shock, because if it is going to go down, it's going to go down. and really I look to take it all the way to the lows. And these trades do work out. They do work out. Got 1 to 50 RR. But obviously you don't get 1 to 50 RR. You're not holding full volume. You want to partial along the way and leave, like, I don't know, 10% run in. Yeah. So I hope that helped. Any more questions? Anyone? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, I was talking earlier about seeing an actual shift in structure at this POI extreme. There was none. Now it gets interesting. Right. We've now broken the supply within the range. I want to see a move up into this. I really do. I want to see a move up here. But what I want to see doesn't have to happen. We know we've just broke a high here. We know we've just broke a supply high here. Realistically, might not happen today. We might be creating the high of the day here, but realistically, I'd want to see this previous week's high be taken. We're entrapped within a candle. What do we know? We always break out of candles. We tested the was it the previous week's low? No, we didn't actually. Understood, most man. Cool. Nice one, Ethan. Nice one. Here's our structure points. We do have a chock to the downside after breaking all that, but no POIs. No inducement to this POI. Okay. So that POI above prob. Let me short until. What about now? Is the mic better now? Let's turn it up. So that POI above wouldn't move it short and I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not really sure what you mean. I mean, you could see bullishness up to this POI if that's what you're talking about. POI selection, yeah, sure. Let me just see what Ethan replies. Basically, Ethan, like, I'd like to see a move up here, chalk, like that. We could see this structure respected until then, or we've taken this level of liquidity here, taken trendline liquidity here, so we could always see a move down. It's just this area is a lot higher probability, but it all depends how it comes into the area. Alright, POI selection for my fellow Carl. Big up the Carls of the world. Best name. Alright, POI selection. What do I like to see in a POI? Bing, 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 bing. Bing. I want to see manipulation. Okay. I've just drew the most perfect POI you'll ever want to see on your chart. Okay. You have different types of POIs. You have a demand extreme, like this, or a supply extreme. You have an extreme, or you have a flip, like that. So flip, extreme. What do you want to see in a strong POI? What do you want to see in a strong POI? You want to see it take liquidity. It's taking liquidity. What does that mean when it takes liquidity? People are trapped here. People are trapped, people are trapped, people are trapped. Sellers are trapped here. Early sellers. So what happens when price tries to get back to it? You're probably going to see a reaction, if anything else. Yeah. Let me try. I'm trying to think how to word it in a simple way. Right, here, for example, you have to have fuel for the market. You have to create fuel for the moves. So if there's not enough fuel to fuel this move up, what do? They create it. What is everyone doing here? Buying. This creates liquidity there. They take this liquidity. What happens? What does this do? When they take this liquidity here, all these buy orders are all going to be closed out with their stop losses here. So what's the opposite to a buy? It's a sell. So tons of sell orders will be sent to the market here, which will be being absorbed by smart money, big money, the composite man, whatever you want to call him, in this level. If they wasn't being absorbed, then they'd just move down, wouldn't it? Because it would just sell, 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 sell. But if there's 100,000 sell orders here and price isn't going anywhere, then it shows you absorption. You can read that in volume as well. You could just be like, go like this, and then spikes like that, and then moves away. So this gives them the opportunity to get into their positions. But this is the way mitigation works as well. So they take liquidity, but they have to drive price down. They have to drive price down to get through all of these orders. They have to create the sells in order to actually overpower the buyers here. Sellers would be in the market as well. So now breakout sellers, they see, oh, sells, let's get into sells, 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 sells. All of a sudden, bang, they're trapped on the wrong side of the market. They're trapped on the wrong side of the market. They might have their stop losses up here. Be pretty stupid, but I mean retail are pretty stupid. They don't have any logic. So what is the opposite of a sell? Buy. Sends buys to the market. So if there's sellers stop losses above here, what's that going to do when they get wiped out? What's that going to do? That's going to send buy orders to the market, and like we said here, if there's no one here to absorb those buy orders, price is just going to add more. It's just going to add more fuel for the move up. It's just going to eat through that price ladder, that order book ladder of buys. That's why you start seeing maybe people here are getting filled here, or getting filled here, or getting filled here. There's slippage, depending on your liquidity provider. So you want to see liquidity being taken. That's the logic behind it. You want to see inducement before a POI. You also want to see this POI break structure. So it's three things there. There's three things there. You want to see break structure. You want to see takes liquidity, and you want to see inducement. They're the three key things that I like to see in a POI. Now, like earlier, we saw, for example, this was a flip zone. This was a flip. This reacted off of a demand over here. Yeah. Had no inducement, so we wait for price to play out. Created inducement. Why? Why did it create inducement? Because this high broke this low. People will be looking to sell this. But we know that this whole zone is valid because it had no liquidity before, so it just created the liquidity. So now this is going to be our sweep. What happens here? What happens here? Sellers in the market. Sells, 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 sells. A lot of sell orders there. A lot of sell orders there. Early sellers get taken out of the market. What does it do? It sends buys. It sends buys, buys, buys. They get absorbed. And then we move down in the intended direction. So if someone's selling here, what do they do when they close their position? It sends a buy order to the market. So there's going to be shit tons of buys, 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 buys here. If price wanted to go higher, it would. But if there's someone absorbing these orders, it's not going to go higher. It's going to struggle. It's going to struggle to go higher. And this is where we play the extremes of a supply like this, because it hasn't got much room Hasn't got much room to go higher. Oh. See this? 5-second chop, like that. If it's going to go down from this sweep, it will go down from the extreme. If not, it will just go up. That's when I take the first 5-second chop, like that. Perfect, man. Glad that's clear. Yeah, so just have those 3 notes kind of out when you're looking for a POI. And always have it in the back of your mind. So for example, this POI, what did it do? This whole push up took liquidity. If this just went like this, I wouldn't really say it took liquidity as such. It's a manipulation. You can see this whole move is a manipulation. We come up with this sharp move up, and then look at the sharp move down, like that. Bang, bang. Impulse up, impulse down. Trapped sellers, buyers. They're trapped here. So this, yes, it took liquidity. It manipulated price. Yes, it has inducement. Yes, it's an extreme. Did it break structure? It's the origin of this break of structure. This whole swing here, look, broke that. This is a very, 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 very valid supply. It's an extreme, took liquidity, has inducement. This, liquidity resting above it. Not too much structural liquidity there. Warranted a reaction, and it could always come down, which is why there were short opportunities in there. But it can be expected to also be broken into the better. Look, there we go. Previous weekly high. What did we say? What did we say? Expecting that previous weekly high to go. Now, a lot of the liquidity has been taken. A lot of this liquidity has been taken. Doesn't have to come up here, but let's look at some time frames. It could always respect this level as well. It could do that, but for it to do that, I want to see it come up to the extreme like this. Supply extreme like that. Taking out all the liquidity. That's what I'd like to see. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions that you'd like to know? Here you go, hold on. Let me add one of these. Bang, look at that. Ka-chow. That can stay up the top. Yeah, I mean, if there's no other questions, then I might end the stream here. First live stream. First live stream. went well. Hope it helped everyone. So when it taps the zone, what do you want to see is confirmation. Yeah, I'd like to see structure break like this. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be this structure. It can be order flow structure. It could be this. Come up, 15-minute maybe, and then chop like that. Because at the end of the day, look, what I look for really is liquidity to be taken and then order flow within the range to switch bearish. So, for example, imagine this. We have this. Alright. Liquidity, resting, POI. We come up, we take liquidity, order flow switches bearish. Not a 15 second, not a 5 second within this range here. You can see minimum I take is so like this low, this high, 15-minute structure. So if we come up like that, you know, and then broke, not like a 1-minute chock here or chock here, you know. This is a refined zone. This one here, it's not really that great of a refined zone, to be honest, but nonetheless. So I mean, if you really wanted to, you could be a bit more aggressive if price came into this zone and give you an entry. Cool. Right. Any more questions? Any more? No worries, man. No worries. It keeps my brain ticking, so I don't mind jumping on lives and kind of explaining everything. I think I'm going to watch this one. Have a look at. Haven't watched it yet, but Phantoms. Yeah, there it is. Let me put it on screen. One second. Where is it? Oh, fucked up, guys. Hold on. Yeah, go watch this video. I'm just loading it up now. Boss, help me share picture. Share picture of what? Message retracted. This video here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that looks exactly like the short we just went over. Yeah, it is, yeah. This one. No, not this one. This one. This short there. This one. Or did I take this one? I don't know. I'll give this a watch anyway. Looks like a good trade. Wait, was it? What the fuck is this? Well, either way, give this a watch. I'm sure it'll be good. I don't really watch too much Phantom stuff, to be honest. Watch a bit of it, not much. Alright, anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll do another live soon. Thanks for coming, everyone.